Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
This episode of Still Got Game is brought to you by ThinkGeek and the Craft Beer Club. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 343. Still Got Game is the official podcast of ToolToPlay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
And joining us later from the news desk will be Tiffany Electrify Nolan. So, Joel Dude I Rock Albert, since our last show, some crazy shit has happened in your life.
I'm married.
I know. It was awesome.
We had a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a nice wedding. We had a great time. Obviously, you guys came out, had Ken come out, a bunch of other friends from Tool to Play and the community and stuff like that. And it was a really nice day. It was supposed to be like rainy and shitty all day, but it ended up being gorgeous. We all got drunk and danced on the dance floor for a couple hours.
It was pretty fun. Pretty awesome.
It was pretty good.
You guys were cute. And
Stop.
Yes, it was nice to see your brother, your sister-in-law.
Whole fam was there.
Saw Ash, saw your parents. It was good. It was a good.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. And then we went out to Niagara Falls. Both of us had never been. We just figured we'd go on a mini moon because we're going to take a proper honeymoon later. So we went up to Hitman's neck of the woods into the Canada. I bought a Canada hat so I could fit in. Yeah, I got a Canada hat now.
You probably blended in. You were like,
I did.
Canada hat, eh? I'm one of you, eh?
They definitely weren't as fond of me as an American, but I put on that hat and I feel like I was good to go. Even though they were like, nope, that's just a tourist with a Canada hat. We had a good time though. Yeah, overall, it's been nice. It's been a good time, and I can't be happier. Pretty happy about it.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
Congrats, my friend.
appreciate it.
Yes.
But now we're back.
We are back, and it's been a while. This has been an interesting summer, as we'll get to in the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just jump right into feedback from last week's show then, or 3 weeks ago, or whenever the last time we decided.
Right, a month ago. Yeah, sure.
So remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Rexel comments, "This has been a rough summer for fans of the show. How long is Duty Rock gone on his honeymoon? When will you guys be coming back?" Well, we're back. So
we're back. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah. It wasn't even like you didn't even have to wait you actually did have to wait a whole week after the wedding, but
yeah, you did. Right.
But it was not an absurd amount of time. So yes, we are back. But thank you for picking on us. But speaking of picking on us, Wicca Warrior comments, "You guys should rename the podcast Sometimes Got Show."
Yeah. Or Never Got Show. Or Barely Ever Got Show.
We're
all good names.
I feel like we're over the hump here because we have this week and next week definitely. Then the week after that's Labor Day.
Right.
So that's off. And then it's the fall, and we're good until Christmas, basically.
Yeah, the fall, we got a nice little runway there.
We're usually consistent come fall time, yes.
Yeah, fall's pretty good. But yeah, then we get into the holidays, and then we're pretty much MIA again. But then we come back and definitely right after that winter break, we're there usually for a while.
Yeah, you can count us. We're all none of us want to leave our houses.
No one's going anywhere.
It's cold out.
-6.
We all live in cold places. We're let's just do a show, guys.
Yeah, it's a lot easier then. When it's nice outside, and you're also getting married and all the many other million things that we've done this summer. It's a little harder to do.
Yeah, vacations and weddings really change up a summer. But yes, so we will not be renaming the show to Sometimes Got Show. But thank you for the sincere suggestion. That was nice of you, Wicca Warrior. And last but not least, Rudiator, but it has an EOR.
Yeah, the EOR is weird.
Rudiator. Well, we're going to call you Rudiator.
Sure.
Rudiator comments, "I enjoyed the insight in your discussion last week on Ubisoft's gimmick of beating the Trials demo with certain stipulations gets you the game for free. Even though we can all agree that a very small number, if any, will complete that, I'd love to see more publishers do similar needle in the haystack things like it."
Yeah, we agree. I mean, we were talking about that last. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. Again, it's great for marketing. It costs them nothing to do it.
Yeah, because almost no one's going to do that.
And no one's going to get it. You're going to get 5%.
And it's probably going to bring more people to your demo.
Yeah, and we've said it before, too. I don't think it would work for a AAA title because that would be pretty dumb. But for these indie games, And I guess
or your
call
smaller
Trials an
games.
indie game. It's smaller, but it's not indie.
It's not a full price title from Ubisoft.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, then that's not a bad idea. Gets the name out there. Again, the production costs of the game are probably relatively low. So if they lose a couple games to these people that are adamant fans, they hopefully recoup that by those fans then going out and talking about they got it for free and how you guys should buy it, blah, 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 blah. So
plus the people that just go download it and the fact that they think they're going to pull it off, they don't,
right.
But they enjoyed playing it and they're like, you know what, I want the whole thing now. So
sure. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It's win-win.
Win-win. We agree with you, Rudy ATR.
Good job. All right. Well, if any of you have awesome feedback like these guys and that Rudy guy, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@toolsplay.com. And in site-related news, we haven't even been here to do a show. So the site has been kind of stagnant for a little bit.
I haven't been to the site in about 3 months.
I go to post the show. That's basically all I've been doing there.
There you go.
It's been busy. But maybe come as we progress in the fall, we'll see some action going on with the on the website side of things. But I guess on that, why don't we jump over to what we're playing? Joel, Dude, I Rock, Albert, what have you been playing this week?
So I got back from the honeymoon, and I've actually been hankering for some games. I've been really wanting to play some games. So I played obviously a lot of Overwatch because that's what I'm really playing right now. But I started raiding again for Destiny because obviously the expansion's coming out and I want to be ready to raid the new content. And I quit well before the item increase. So just trying to get to 335, which I've got to say is really easy now. You really don't have to have any effort whatsoever to do it. I think I've done 2 raid. I've just started this week and I'm already 225, and I probably could get all the way up to 230 if I put on all my gear. So it's been nice because it's really low effort with pretty much payoff no matter what you do.
Yeah, there's
so
always
good.
The problem is that it's the randomness of when you get the 335 items. So if you had done Iron Banner this week,
a little bit of a pain in the ass,
which none of us were here for, I guess Iron Banner was pretty lucrative this week, dropping 335 gear. But
that's what I heard as well. I did do Iron Banner yesterday. Got to rank 4. I'll probably finish it off today. Yeah. But I didn't get any. Some people were getting good stuff. I did not. I was not a part of that. Again, it's the randomness always feels icky in a game like this. When you work hard for something, you expect to pay off. It's the one thing they really haven't gotten right with Destiny. But you play it, you're with your friends, you have a good time. I mean, I never really doing these raids again. The item level doesn't matter anymore. None of it matters. You're not getting it for anything. It's just to play.
Yep.
So it hasn't really affected. I haven't been pissy about it. It's just play the game with your friends. Eventually, you get some item levels. If I don't hit 335, it's not going to play any role in how I do the expansion. In fact, I'm pretty sure that when the expansion comes out, they're going to
make it real easy to get to 335 anyway. Yes,
335 with some blues.
Yep.
So it's okay. But I've been playing those 2 games. It's been a good time. What about you?
Nice. Well, I'm going to get some more Destiny in later this week, but because I was gone last week, none of that. And meanwhile, being gone, it was all phone games. So it was Wargaming's Smash Squad and Pokemon Go. It's all no-brainer. I know Hit's been playing the shit out of that too. I see his Twitter post. He's posting all his fancy Pokemons. I
thought you guys would have died off from that shit, man. I mean, I played it too. I'm not going to say
it's a no-brainer. It's something to do when you're not doing anything else. When we went down to your wedding at that fucking wharf, that wharf was
it was insane. I'm sure.
Was absolutely nuts. There was the most Pokemon I've ever seen and the most fucking Pokestops. It was crazy.
Chicago for whatever reason, because it was one of the first places that the original game was brought to, was San Francisco, but then Chicago was one of the largest spots that created all the stops, and that's where Pokemon got the stops from Ingress, which was the original game. So Chicago is actually one of the largest amounts of stops in Pokemon that you can get, which is funny because I always hear about these people. They're can't get anything, can't dude. You can't walk 2 steps without hitting a Pokestop.
If you're in the burbs, you're fucked. But if you go down to that pier in Chicago, it is it's nonstop insanity. You can't even keep up with it. You're do I get this Pokestop or do I catch the 85 Pokemon that are here? And then
it's pretty nuts.
But, so that's about it for me. It was all casual phone games, and now we're getting back into the good stuff. And because of when we got back, we missed the Titanfall 2 playable server test this weekend, but there's going to be another one next weekend. So I already got...
I'm going to say this right now. It's a shit game. It's a total shit game.
I loved it at E3. I really dug it at E3.
That's garbage. I was really, I don't want to like completely derail, but they took all the good stuff from Titanfall 1 and got rid of it and then put stuff in that nobody asked for.
The grappling hook?
Grappling hook's the only good part. That's it.
No.
The Titans are less valuable. It's more like Call of Duty than it is a Titanfall game. The Titans are like,
it more equalized it brought the distinction between the players and the Titans closer together so that you weren't completely fucked if the other guys had Titans and you didn't.
Yeah, but the problem there is now instead of like how you would pretty much be guaranteed a Titan when you played, that's no longer really the case. Like you have to do well to get your Titan.
Yeah.
And so it creates its own imbalance just by the design of the game. To me, it's a big step backwards. I think everyone should always be getting into a Titan, or the Titan gameplay should be one of the main focuses. I didn't like that about Titanfall 1, which is, I guess, I should be happy. But it takes away from what the game is. It waters it down to a point to me where it might as well be Call of Duty. It's the distinction is very hard to see now. And what bums me out is like Respawn was the guys that came up with all these things and Call of Duty copied them. Like that was how it went because they got the jump packs.
They get the wall running.
The wall ride. They copied all that stuff. Yeah. And now it's it feels like the opposite. Like, oh, we should probably get deeper into the Call of Duty thing because that sells more games.
I don't know. I feel like they're addressing a lot of the complaints they had about Titanfall.
Have you looked at the Reddit?
I know. There's people.
No one likes the game. It's like everyone's like.
The funny thing is that
shit.
Everybody that we talked to at E3 that played it loved it.
Yeah, but you never ever. I mean, I've said it a million times. E3 is not the best place to get a review of a game because the excitement and the hype is just way. You gotta let that shit simmer. You got to be sitting in your own room and not have everyone hyping at you from every angle, and you get to play the game. For me, the difference, I think, is stark when it comes to like what you heard out of E3 versus what you're seeing real people now all playing the game on their own.
Well, it's not like
that's the voice I think you need to really pay more attention.
It's not like we watched a video at E3 though. We played it there and it was fun.
But again, that's what I'm not saying.
I know. I get that. Next weekend we'll
give it a shot.
We'll put
and then come back.
some time into it and we'll see how it goes. But all right. Well, on that, Jay, why don't we hop on over into the new releases? First new release out this week is a multi-platform release. That's Madden NFL 17. It's out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the 3 Shitty, and the PS3. This is the 28th game in the wildly popular monopolistic Madden series of football games. The only one, because that license now is we're like 18 years into the monopoly. Well, actually, no, we're probably only 10 years in the monopoly at this point. But still, it seems too long. In addition to the usual roster updates and slight graphical bump that the game gets every year, lots of focus this time around was spent on the ground game. So every year they kind of pick one thing to focus on. Last year was all that precision passing stuff. This year it's the ground game. In addition to cleaner mechanics when carrying the ball, there's also some new UI tips that help runners visualize their routes as they're actually running. Because sometimes you call a run play and then you get the ball and you just kind of spaz. You're like, oh, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm supposed to go right. So now all those cues of how the play is going to develop are shown as part of the UI, which makes it a little easier to hopefully execute your run plays. The game looks great. It's getting solid reviews in the mid-8s. Hopefully the Madden curse is over now because the cover athlete this year, now they're no longer voting on them. So they just chose this out this year, and it's my boy Gronkowski. So I really like that curse not to be a thing anymore. But I know this game's going to sell millions because every year people have to buy their Madden.
Yeah, they got no choice.
And every year I'm like, maybe this is the year I'll pick up Madden. And
now Madden's like indentured servitude. You don't ever pick it up. Like it's not worth buying.
I know, but I it's been too long since I played one. And I played them on EA Access. So I did play last year's one, but it was after everybody else was playing and everything else. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get this one, or maybe I'll just play it late again on EA Access. I don't know.
What's funny with all Madden series is that they sell 1 million copies, and I don't know anyone that plays the game. I have no friends whatsoever that play Madden.
No, I feel like we have more friends that play fucking FIFA than Madden.
Yes,
like Taxi and all those guys.
We absolutely have more people that play hockey games and soccer games than we do football games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's going to sell 1 million copies, and there will be one next year. So if you don't pick this one up, don't worry.
Yeah, there'll be another one. Yes.
You'll be good.
All right. Well, next new release out this week is also a multi-platform release, and it's Deus Ex Mankind Divided. And this is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. This is the latest entry in Square Enix's popular Cyberpunk series, and it's a direct sequel to 2011's Deus Ex Human Revolution. You once again play as Adam Jensen, although this time around you have more body augmentations and a lot cooler tech at your disposal. This was supposed to come out, if you remember, way back in February, but Square Enix, they basically play tested it with all their QA guys. There was a whole bunch wrong with the game. They said, we can shake this out, give us another 6 months, and this game will be perfect. So they literally delayed it 6 months to the day, and hopefully that's resolved all these gameplay issues. I think it's worked out well because the game's been getting reviews in the mid to high 8s. It's not my kind of game, but I always see a bunch of people on my friends list playing these games when they come out, and I assume this one will do pretty well.
Yeah, you always play, well, at least for me, Deus Ex has always been a game that you single play. I mean, it's like about the story and about what's going on there.
Yep.
I haven't been into those games in a long while, so it doesn't appeal to me, but it's always looked really cool. I always thought like that series could do well. It does do well, but like break out even more.
Yep.
But it's never gone down that road. And I understand why they wouldn't do multiplayer. I get good multiplayer focusing on multiplayer.
Yes. Yep.
But I don't know. Part of me wishes, because the toolkits are always really cool, like all the cool shit that you can do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to sort of have some of that in a multiplayer, some functionality outside of co-op. But,
maybe if these games keep doing better and better, maybe eventually they'll.
Yeah,
that happens.
Break into that, man. All you got's Call of Duty, and that's all you got.
I don't know, you're working your Halos, your Call of Duties, your Titanfalls, your Destinies, and the list gets shorter and shorter. And then you bring back your classics like Doom and
like it's
Quake.
weird.
Yeah.
We were talking about this today. Like it's weird that I'm really excited for the Call of Duty 4 remake, and like that's what I'm looking forward to, because that's kind of that's where we are right now. That's like the thing.
Yeah, either you're doing the next thing, or you're getting a better version of the thing you liked before.
Give me the thing that I always liked. I don't want anything new. Just give me what I liked.
Then again, we all said that about Halo Master Collection. Remember how we all liked that?
I still think like that could have been.
Oh, it should have been.
And should have been, but it did not.
No.
It failed miserably.
It did. All right. Well, the last new release out this week is out for the PC, and it's Master of Orion. Now, after Wargaming picked up the rights to this now defunct 13-year-old Master of Orion series a few years back, everyone was waiting to see what they were going to do with the game, and it is one of the most popular turn-based strategy games of all time, I would say. Like when people go look at the 4X games, this is one they point to. They've taken the core game, rebuilt it from the ground up with excellent controls and amazing graphics. They've also hired some of the best voice actors and actors to voice the game, including Mark Hamill, Alan Tudyk, Troy Baker, Nolan North, and like a million other big name guys. Like if you look at the list of voice actors in this game, you're like, holy shit. Like getting 2 of these guys would have been an amazing thing for your game. And they have like 30. So I had a chance to play this back at PAX East behind closed doors. It was all embargoed, everything I saw. But now that it's open, you can say stuff. I really enjoyed it. Like I was not a huge Master of Orion guy back in the day because I was not a turn-based strategy guy. Like I wanted to be, so I kept trying all these games, and it was probably one of my more favorite games. But this one plays really well. The controls are super fluid and easy. Doing all your trees and everything else is really not a labor, which it is in some of these games. So I really enjoyed it. There's no early review scores out for it yet, but I'm sure this is going to be super popular among fans of the series. I don't know.
Yeah, I think nostalgia-wise, it's going to get that group by default, which is great. I'm actually more happy that Wargaming's like picking up other games now and trying to branch out. I think it's part of their Wargaming Labs division, which is like separate from
they keep doing all these sub things because they have World of Tanks, World of Warplanes, World of Warships, and then they have their WG Cells division, which does my Smash Squad cell phone game. They have this other division that does the Master of Orion, and it shows that they know that not everyone is going to want to do something.
Yeah, like eventually they got to try to break out and do different stuff. Yeah. But I've never been like a turn-based strategy type of person. Maybe long time ago, back in the day when there was no internet. But nowadays I just can't get into it. I mean, it looks gorgeous. They did a really good job. Everything looks really smooth and sleek. So it could be a cool game.
It might be
but if you're into that, cool. But I'm not.
See, I was thinking it might be a fun game to have on a plane. Like,
yeah, I could see that. Like they work well in those scenarios.
Yeah, you're gonna do a coast-to-coast plane flight,
yeah,
and you're offline, and you're just like, all right, boom, I'm gonna bang this out, just like you would do with StarCraft back in the day or whatever.
Right,
yeah,
right.
So
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up the new releases. So why don't we hop on over into gaming news? So Tiff, what is going on? Are you awake? You still with us?
I am still with you.
Oh, good. You sound
Do you
awake.
want to read the news right now?
I never want to read the news, but I'll read the news.
All right.
Yes, I know. We're all still recovering from vacations and everything else.
Yeah, today was first day back at work, so brain's a little mushy tonight.
Yes, I'm sure you'll do this just fine.
All right.
Look how Jay and I handled ourselves.
I know.
We've been off forever too. So.
I know. You've been great.
Yes. So we try. Thank you. Thank you for complimenting us, though. And we will compliment you exactly as you deserve when you are done as well.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
All right. First story.
2 new PS4 models to be revealed in September, says report. And this comes from GameSpot. Sony will be unveiling a new PlayStation 4 standard model in September alongside a new upgraded PlayStation 4, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. Citing sources familiar with the matter, the report alleges that the 2 new consoles will be introduced in a bid to maintain demand for the PlayStation 4. The timing lines up with the PlayStation event Sony has scheduled for September 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern. The company has not disclosed what exactly it will be showing. GameSpot reached out to PlayStation for comment, and a spokesperson for the company responded, Sony Interactive Entertainment does not comment on rumor or speculation. In June this year, Sony confirmed that it was working on a more powerful version of the PlayStation 4, codenamed Neo. Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Andrew House revealed that the console will feature improved graphics and support for 4K resolution. House also confirmed that the console is intended to be sold alongside the standard version of the PS4 at a higher price. Sony hasn't revealed much else about the Neo, opting not to talk about the console at E3 this year. However, the PlayStation event takes place just a week before the Tokyo Game Show, which starts on September 15th. Analysts have previously suggested that new PlayStation 4 models would be launched before or during the Tokyo Game Show. All PS4 games will be playable on both the existing PS4 and Neo. Sony has said it will take a small but manageable amount of effort for developers to get games working on both versions of the PS4. Since the announcement of Neo and Scorpio, a number of publishers have spoken positively about this type of mid-cycle hardware upgrade. So what do you guys think about this? How's this timing look? You know, they didn't announce anything at E3 and kind of lining things up with Tokyo Game Show instead.
Yeah, I don't think that hurts them at all. What's really going to be what hurts them is whether or not who releases first, right? I mean, like, the announcement to me is kind of meh because I think they're both far enough out where it doesn't matter. If they were announcing it and they said, like, in 3 months it's going to be out, I think that'd be a huge major deal. But because it's such a long time until they actually get these out, we're thinking at least a year, possibly 2, who knows? I think it's okay. I think that doesn't matter to them. But whenever this release is, I think is going to be the most important piece.
Yeah. Well, what they have competing with Scorpio is the question, because they can put out their 4K one at Tokyo Game Show, and that's fine. And because Microsoft already has their 4K one out. So at that point, that's maybe on par with each other. It's this next beast of power. And we already know that Sony's already said they're not going to backtrack on their specs. So they're doing 2-something gigaflops versus the 6.9 gigaflops that Microsoft's doing. So we already know that Microsoft's going to have the more powerful beast. So yeah, like Jay said, at this point, maybe if you're coming out underpowered, you want to come out first. And
I think that's probably the smarter move. Yeah, if they can get it out first, they're going to maintain the market penetration that they have. Sony guys are likely going to upgrade. I don't think you'll see is guys that already have an Xbox One and the PS4's newest version comes out and then they transition to a PS4 Scorpio or whatever Neo. I don't think you'll likely see that because if you're an Xbox One guy already and you know all of your games are going to work for the new one, this is definitely what they call like the ecosystem lock happening right now. Yep. By doing this iteration and not doing next generations like they've been doing,
you're keeping people in. You're
keeping them in. You have very little reason to ever move from this point forward if this is what they do and how they maintain it from this point forward. And if you're an Xbox One guy, I predict that you're going to be one for a very, very, very long period of time, and vice versa with Sony. So it's a good idea for them because they currently have the largest market share, and I don't know that Xbox One is going to even be able to pull people to it when it comes out with the Scorpio. So Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this really matters in the grand scheme of how things are currently laid out in the marketplace.
I guess
Could be wrong.
The other things that would come into play are price. So you price their 4K one versus the Xbox One S, which is super, competitively priced. It's basically priced like the old Xbox One was before they did all the price cuts and everything else. Not much more than the Xbox One. And if someone has not yet made the switch to the current gen of consoles, maybe that is something you look at. Because obviously there's a reason why you didn't buy it until now, and that reason probably had to be price. It probably had to be you didn't have
absolutely
fluid money to put into 1, 2, 4, 5 Xbox Ones, whatever, and now that's going to be your gating factor. And so I guess we'll have to wait till mid-September till we see what the price on this thing's going to be. But I would assume that they would try to be price competitive with Microsoft at this point. But then again, we all said that back in the 3 shitty PS3 days, and Sony came out $200 over the top.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I think like you've seen it already. The Xbox One S currently, like the week when it was released, they beat out the Sony in sales that week. That's to be expected. I think that's the people Derek are talking about, which is the guys that have yet to buy a system, and now they have a reason to buy one over the other. It's like, well, if I'm going to buy a system, this S has 4K and this PS4 does not, so I will buy the S. So you get buy-in there by being early, and I think that's a good thing. And the same thing I think will follow suit with the Scorpio and the Neo. Whichever comes first, I think they will definitely grab market share of the players that have yet to buy a system or have a system, but it's an older one like the old Xbox 3 shitty or the PS3, and then they need a reason to buy a new one. So those are the people I think you're going to get with those things. But once I think people are locked into these ecosystems now, it's going to be very hard to justify jumping ship unless you're a guy like me or a guy like Derek or a guy like Hit who has both. Then it'll be a question of which one of the more powerful ones do you want to buy. I likely will not buy a Neo with the Scorpio coming. I just don't see a reason to have both when I know the same games will work on the older one. So I'll probably just get the Scorpion in this case. But if you're a guy that has neither, I think whichever one hits market first is going to be what drives even more buy into that ecosystem. So, yeah.
Agreed.
Cool stuff.
Good stuff coming down the pike. It's brand new territory.
Yep.
All right. Next story.
3DS Pokemon sales surge thanks to the success of Pokemon Go. And this comes from Gamasutra. Sales of core 3DS Pokemon titles have been buoyed by, buoyed. I can't even say that word. Whatever. I'll butcher it like Jay. I know Jay's giving me the thumbs up. At least I don't say council.
Oh my God. What? You had to pick out that to make fun of one?
Buoyed. All right. Buoyed by the recent success of mobile entry Pokemon Go. Responding to the NPD's latest sales figures for July, which saw the 3DS reign supreme on both the software and hardware charts, Nintendo revealed its aging Pokemon lineup was given a new lease of life last month. For July, year-over-year sales of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which launched in November 2014, grew by 80%, while sales of 2013 releases Pokemon X and Y were almost 200% higher than a year ago. Nintendo suspects the upswing can be attributed in part to the recent Nintendo 2DS price drop, but added that widespread positive public reception for the Pokemon Go mobile app has renewed interest in core Pokemon games on Nintendo systems. Since launching earlier this year, Pokemon Go has topped download charts and helped break stock market records. However, the game has also seen its fair share of controversy, running afoul of disgruntled homeowners tired of trespassing trainers and worrying some players by inadvertently asking for access to highly personal information upon launch. So what do you guys think about this?
I think it's cool. Like, these games were all but defunct at this point, and a whole bunch of new people that were never Pokemon people are now Pokemon people, and they're like, oh yeah, I gotta pick up all these Pokemon games. And no, I have a 3DS. I haven't played it since Animal Crossing, but I'll pick up Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. And like, I wouldn't do that. But
no, but I mean, I think that like it surprises me that and we'll see like what comes out in the next year or two. But it almost surprises me that like Nintendo isn't working their asses off trying to get a Pokemon game out for the handheld that's new.
Yeah,
exactly. If you do it now, if you can get one out now, you're gonna fucking crush it. No matter what, you're gonna even if the game's shit, you're gonna crush it right now because the hype is still pretty strong for the game.
Oh, people's moms know what a Bulbasaur is now, right?
Yeah, people know it's really sad.
It's creepy.
It's sad and creepy and fucked up, but it's true. So now if you want to cash in, I mean, we talked about how, what was this, like 2-3 weeks ago now, since it's been so long, how Nintendo got the bump in stock price just because of the name. People didn't even know that they didn't make it. So if they're able to capitalize on this, this is the time, because this definitely feels, and I've said it before, but it's a Wii-like scenario where it will be popular for a while, but it will lose steam.
Yep.
It's not going to be like a game that people are playing over and over 2 years from now.
Take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah, do it now.
Yep.
I mean, cash the fuck in. So I'm not surprised. It's really awesome for them. But they need to. I almost think they need to like go times 10. Like fuck it. Pokemon T-shirts. All of the 3DSs should have Pokemon versions that are new, that are not any of the old ones that they like re-release. They should get that shit out there. Sell hardware with this much hype. You could totally do it.
Put a plush out for every fucking Pokemon.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, people would buy all that shit.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
People like Hit.
Yeah. Hit would want a Slowbro doll to go to sleep with at night. He's got a Slowbro doll. He's showing us right now in the video. He's hugging his Slowbro doll. And he's dragging. Oh, he wants a Dragonite doll. Okay,
we know.
It wants a Dragonite doll. Sorry, my bad. All right, but yes, that is absolutely correct. Nintendo needs to strike while the iron is hot. All right, next story.
PlayStation Plus gets a $10 price hike, and this comes from Kotaku. PlayStation Plus will jump from $50 a year to $60 a year starting September 22nd, Sony said today. It's the first price hike for the online service since it launched in 2010. The 3-month plan will now cost $25, and the 1-month plan will remain at $10. If you're a current member, the new prices will take effect if your membership renews on or after this date, Sony said. PS Plus, which is required for most multiplayer games and gives subscribers access to a few free PlayStation titles every month, is generally worth the price, although it's rather embarrassing that Sony still doesn't offer two-step verification or let players change their PSN handles. The new pricing reflects the current market conditions while enabling us to continue providing exceptional value to our members, Sony said. If you do not wish to continue your subscription, please be sure to cancel it by turning off auto-renewal in your account settings before September 22nd, 2016. So what do you guys think? Is this a long time coming price hike?
If you read the internet today, you would think it was the fucking end of the world.
I know, it's $10, dude. Like, it's been a really long time. There's been no price hike for years.
People did the same thing when Microsoft jacked the price of Xbox Live, remember?
They did it. I mean, I'm not to go outside of the gaming world, but when Netflix did their price increase, they lost like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That actually blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like when those scenarios were like, dude, you've been paying for the same Netflix account for a decade.
Yes.
They've never charged you $1 more. All they've done is more value adds on the money you spent, and you're mad because of $2-3? You're fucking crazy.
Yep. It's absolute insanity. Like, this is a completely legitimate thing. Like, obviously their cost goes up every year. They give you all these free games. There's stuff that comes along with this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in the next year or two, Xbox Live gets another price hike, because it's been 4 or 5 years since the last price hike there. And you know what? It's still worth it. The value you're getting is definitely worth the cost. And like Robert Workman said today, I saw he had a post on Twitter. People are complaining about this price hike. Well, maybe you don't go out and buy your other Elite controller and then you get that instead. Like, people are complaining about a $10 price hike, but those are the same people that are going out and buying a $150 controller. Like, now, granted, we all have that, but we're also not complaining about the price hike. So
right, exactly. And then again, it's the same guys too that these are the same people that pre-order games that they don't know if they're going to be good. They spend $60 on a game that they'll never play because it's shit. Yep. And that's their fault. But the service itself that backs everything, for it to go up in a price hike after a decade by $10 is not that bad of a deal when you consider all the amount of time that you spend on those services. Yep. I'm not even a PS4 guy. I still have the service, and I'm still going to resub to it. I mean, it's not like the $10 is going to kill me.
Yeah. And even now, those of us that do subscribe, if we go right now and renew our subscription, we get it for another year at the same price.
Another year.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
it's like no harm, no foul.
Yep.
So yeah, non-story to me.
Nope. Bunch of pussies. That's what that boils down to. All right, next story, and this is a good one this time, Tiff. Right?
All right. Why are you stealing my thunder here?
Oh, sorry. Is this one good, Tiff?
So this week's What the Fuck story is a really good one for once. Japanese Prime Minister wows Rio finale as Super Mario. And this comes from USA Today. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe brief but show-stopping gig at the Olympics closing ceremony as the Nintendo game character Super Mario offered a tantalizing glimpse at Tokyo's plans for the 2020 games. The organizers for the the cat is like staring at me over my laptop. The organizers for the Tokyo Games crammed the works into a brief 2-minute film montage before Abe's appearance. Athletes participating in more than a dozen sports as iconic Japanese images like Tokyo Tower, cherry blossoms, a bullet train, Tokyo Bay Bridge, and the famous Scramble intersection in Shibuya Whiz By? Shibuya Whiz By. Anime and video game characters including Pac-Man and Hello Kitty are featured, along with the beloved blue... Oh my gosh, you're killing me. Doraemon cat. Along with the beloved blue Doraemon cat, who pulls from his pocket of magic gadgets a green warp pipe to whisk Abe, transformed briefly into Super Mario from his limousine in Tokyo straight to Rio. Abe emerges atop the pipe in a big red Super Mario cap and costume, holding a glowing red ball kicked to him by famed manga soccer star Captain Tsubasa. Tokyo 2020 organizers said in a statement that the Super Mario idea came up during a brainstorming session. Staff at Nintendo would say only that the government asked to borrow the character for the show. At least on Twitter, Abe pretty much upstaged other highlights of the Olympics finale. Even China's Communist Party newspaper People's Daily, not generally a fan of the hawkish Japanese politician, put out a tweet, though without any comment. Hashtag Japanese PM Shinzo Abe appears from imaginary tunnel disguised as hashtag Super Mario. Abe, who emerged from the Super Mario outfit in his usual getup of a smartly tailored suit and tie, was getting mostly favorable commentary on his impersonation of the game character. As they gear up for the 2020 games, the organizers appear to have achieved what they were striving for. Cool, OMG, and oh, I want to go to Tokyo were among various comments on Twitter. So, what do you guys think of this? Did you guys? I know, Derek, you watched this live. Jay, did you see this?
I didn't watch it live now, but I watched it today at work like 18 times because that's like everyone was talking about it.
Seeing it live last night was like the handoff part of the Olympics is always a fun part, but it was just fucking out of left field.
You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, first you see all these fucking robots, and then you see Pac-Man, and then you see Hello Kitty. But the Mario thing was totally unexpected. It was over the top, and I, for one, I know not everybody does, and we're all gamers, and not everybody has overlapping things, but I fucking love the Olympics. I did nothing for the last 17 days other than
I was wondering, like, who watches the Olympics. Literally, I had a conversation of, like, there are some things that I like to watch, some events, but by and large, I don't actually give a shit.
See, they spread the events out enough that every day you can watch something, and it's something you like. Like, I watched women's beach volleyball. I watched the American basketball team kick ass. It's fun to watch just the absolute trouncing of people. I watched the archery with those crazy fucking bows with the big counterbalances on them. I watched the shooting stuff. I watched the swimming. The swimming stuff. Watching our guys and Katie Ledecky dominate in swimming. When she swam that 800 and she finished like 45 seconds before everybody, she was practically out of the pool and dried off by the time all the competitors finished. Like, just I don't know. It's something about the Olympics that gets me, and I have to watch it every time, and I think
that's a good thing too. Like, that's the thing, is I actually think it's a good thing to want to like root for your country and do that whole nonsense. Yeah. There's just not that many sports that I'm into that are on the Olympics. Like, I think it was like Bill Burr like made some comment that like once the Olympics are over, who's sitting there being like, man, I hope swimming next week is going to be awesome.
Exactly.
No one.
It's the only time. I would never like my kids swimming. I don't like to go watch it. So it's the Olympics suck me into these things. And I like you said, there's things I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch the marathon. I watch some of the bike racing. I watch some awesome wipeouts, but I don't watch all the events. But there's something every day that can get you sucked in, and I think that's part of it. And the fact that I liked it better when both Olympics were on the same year schedule, so you had to wait 4 years to an Olympics instead of just waiting 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then 2. But either way, I get sucked in these things, and I get pretty excited about the Tokyo Olympics because I think that they're going to push the envelope of tech.
Exactly. I was going to say, I think the cool thing about the Tokyo Olympics Because I think, Rio barely could even afford to do anything, let alone put on Olympics, and probably shouldn't have. But really what you see with Tokyo, I think, is like a lot of playfulness. It's going to be fun. It had that atmosphere. They released a trailer afterwards, like a trailer for that's fucking awesome. Like that to me is just incredible. And that actually got me psyched for like, oh shit, now I got to wait 4 years. So like I had no interest in this one, but that looks pretty cool. So, for that, I thought it was really cool. And obviously doing the Mario thing, any geek who, even if they don't play video games, knows who Mario is, has some interaction with that character at some point in their life. And it was an amazing move by them, a genius move by them. I'm glad that Nintendo let them borrow the character and like they didn't care about that and let that happen, because I think it really drove a ton more interest to the games. And certainly if they can keep that momentum for 4 years, they're gonna have no problem having amazing viewership. So it's super fun.
And it was such a shocker too, because Abe is like such a conservative prime minister and a politician. So to have that Super Mario hat on and come out with the outfit on, it was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, definitely cool stuff.
Yes.
Derek, what do you think about that story?
Jay, this story has me saying, what the fuck? And on that, we'll move on over to the mailbag and voicemails. Altius asks, with Sony's impending entry into the mid-generation console race, do you think the Xbox One S will push sales in Microsoft's favor, or do you think the Neo is enough to keep Sony on top?
Well, it already has, right? But once their S comes out, no, I don't think so. I mean, I said it before. I think just because of where it is in terms of hardware these days and where it looks like it's going to be going, I think lock-in is pretty tight at this point. So if you're a non-gamer, and let's say they both have their S's out, which inevitably they will at some point, that's going to be a tough call.
Price will, like we said before, price will be for the people that have not bought into a camp. Price will definitely be a factor.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the Scorpio versus whatever Sony's big boy is, I don't think that's going to come into play for another year or so, like we said. So at this point, it's your S versus your Neo. And I think price is going to be your gate.
Games and price will always be, I think the gate for most people. And in fact, like there hasn't really been, and I've had this discussion too. Everyone always, when they're asking me like, which system should I buy? I always say Xbox One, just because I think overall value is greater. But that's never the conversation when anyone's buying a system. It's always like, what game does this one have that the other one doesn't? What am I getting in terms of the games? Because that's what everyone ultimately cares about. Yep. With Xbox One, you buy it, and the tricky part about that whole ecosystem is you buy it, and then you find out once you've purchased it that there's all these cool things that you can do with it outside of gaming.
Yes.
But it's not the core value of why you initially buy the system. It's one thing that Microsoft got wrong really when bringing the system up, is that they focus too much on the system and not about the games. And so they've since then realized, oh shit, people just want to buy the games first.
We made a console for games.
Yeah,
yes.
Whoops,
maybe we should tell people about that.
We should go back to that. And they are now, but that to me is still the ultimate deciding factor. Right now, between both systems, I still don't believe any one of them is better overall, just on the gaming side of things.
Oh, in the games, there's both sides of exclusives. Almost everybody has the same popular games, especially this time around. Titanfall 2's on both. Yeah. You have your Call of Duties on both. You have your Maddens on both. Whatever type of game you like, unless you're a Gears guy or an Uncharted guy. You always have your exclusives, but for the most part, you can get most of the AAA titles on both.
Yeah. So it's tough. I mean, it's not easy business right now, but if they focus on games and they deliver better games, especially once we get into 4K, exclusives will be the things that finally pull you on either side. I'm willing to spend, let's say they both come out, the 4K versions, they're identical in every single way. I don't think they're going to be, but let's just assume they are. It would be the game that would have inevitably drive me to which one of those I would probably pick up first.
And how many of the games are pushed to that 4K level? Like we already know, Microsoft said all their first-party titles, starting with Gears of War 4, are all going to be native 4K. Yeah. So Sony has not said anything yet, so I guess we have to wait till after Tokyo Game Show to hear what their game plan is on this. But
yeah. I definitely think they have an advantage. Microsoft definitely has the advantage for the developer side of things because of this whole thing with what they're doing with the universal play on both sides.
Yep.
as a developer right now, it feels as though, and again, I don't know, but it feels as though it's going to be easier for those developers to build their 4K versions.
You do 2 for 1. You build your 4K game for PC and Xbox One, and it's
done,
cross-compiled, done. Yep.
Yeah. So that to me is a pretty good advantage for the companies.
Yep.
So we'll have to see how that actually plays out.
Yep.
It's a good question, though. Good question.
Yep. Good job, Altius, as always. And if any of you have awesome feedback or questions like Altius, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment to this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. Remember, by supporting our sponsors, you help to support Still Got Game. Now, every time I get to the copy here and I want to read it again, but I really don't. So I'm just going to give you a nutshell of this. ThinkGeek. Everybody shops there. We all bought cool stuff, whether it's bacon-flavored gum, whether it's caffeine chiclets, whatever it is. You can get anything at ThinkGeek. So if you're going to go to buy something at ThinkGeek, go to tooltoplay.com/geek first. tooltoplay.com/geek, and that will get you the best possible deal you can get at ThinkGeek. So do that. It'll help us out. It'll help you out. Also, the Craft Beer Club. We all like beer, some of us more than others, but sometimes we want to give a gift of beer in the month subscription to someone. It's craft beer that's handpicked by someone. So if you're going to do it for yourself, you're going to do it for someone else, go to toolplay.com/beer, and that will get your loved one or yourself the best possible price on a craft beer subscription. You get some free pint glasses as part of this. You're going to get the best possible price, toolplay.com/beer. So once again, that is toolplay.com/geek and toolplay.com/beer. And if you want to sponsor us, 773-527-2961, podcast@toolplay.com. You tell us what you're selling. We'll tell you you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I king of the internet. Got everything that's fucking holding me at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
You can find me at twitter.com/DuRock.
You can find me at twitter.com/electrify.
And Hitman is at twitter.com/i6hitman. Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/DuRock.
Facebook.com/Tiff Nolan, unless I changed it. I may have changed it.
All right. And Facebook.com/i6hitman. Also, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. That is the place to find all of Tool to Play's archive video content, whether it's episodes that still got game, whether it's archive gameplay footage, whether it's Tiff's one-shot show that was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread that she said she's going to bring back in November, whether it's Hits Quick Hits, which this thing breaks the internet all the fucking time. And we have been getting comments. And no matter how much Hit does not want to admit it, every time we talk about it on the show, someone, at least one person, tweets about it to him. And so Hit has been gracious enough to promise that sometime this fall, it will be coming back. And the Crinkle will be coming at you live.
Crinkle, and hashtag Crinkle.
Hashtag Crinkle, guys. Hashtag Crinkle. And it is coming back something fierce. And right now, Hit's going to type something in chat. None of you in the podcast world can see it, and that's the bulk of our audience. So it doesn't even matter, okay? Because no matter what Hit's saying, he's already promised it. He's promised it. So Hit's Quick Hits coming back. It will be live on our Twitch channel, and then it will be archived here on youtube.com/Tool to Play. Also, please rate and review our podcast in iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews, so go there, drop 5 stars on us like a big bomb, like a shit on someone's doorstep on fucking Halloween. Whatever you want to do. It's just 5 stars, and then, you know, if you got an extra second, just write something nice with it. D-Smooth is handsome. His hair is awesome. I love his mini man bangs. Jay's cool, too. Oh, I like when Tiff reads the news. I love the after show with Hit. Whatever it is, somebody has something positive to say. So whether it's about me, which is like extremely probable and possible, or it's about the other guys, it doesn't matter. It's just 5 stars to the important part, and then write something nice. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tool to Play. That is where all of Tool to Play's live content goes. So whether it's gameplay footage, whether it's shows like this, no matter what it is, our live content goes there. So go to twitch.tv/Tool to Play. There's a follow button for all you plebes. You can click that. You'll be notified whenever we go online. You're like, oh, Tool to Play has gone live and whatever. So that's cool. And it's kind of okay for us. We kind of like that. But there's something even more important. Down there at the bottom, there is a subscribe button. And that button is the button that really says you like us. It says you like the show, you like the content we put out, and it's the most important button on that page. So if you go click that, it costs you almost nothing. Less than 2 days of Starbucks, okay? And that covers you for a month. So fuck it, just click it. Who cares? Like you probably spend more on less all the time, like 4 times a week. So go there, click the subscribe button, and help us out. That is the most direct way to help us out with this show. So should I wait here for while you guys click? I'll give you guys 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Up. So many subscriber notifications just showed up. So for those of you audio version people, just go there and subscribe anyway, because you don't even know the amount of click storm that just happened with subscriptions right there. It was absolutely insane. So thank you all, like the 30, 40, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 77 people just subscribed. So thank you all for that. That means a fuckload to us. So much appreciated. We love you guys, and thank you for stepping up tonight. And I guess before we wrap up, I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/tool2play. And on that, why don't we wrap this episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
And I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan. Why are you pointing to me?
I'm pointing to everybody because this is when Hit has to step in here, though.
He doesn't know where the unmute button is.
I know. And I'm R6 Hitman, eh? And we will see you all next week.